As we descended into Siem Reap across the flat and wide open floodplains of northern Cambodia, it became clear that this was going to be very different to the megacity from which we had just departed. This was a world away from sprawling and smoggy Bangkok. Getting through the airport was a breeze, and after a short taxi ride along the boulevards leading into town, we arrived at the guest house we'd be calling home for the next few days and settled in for the night. Despite what the local tuk-tuk drivers might try to tell you, Siem Reap is entirely walkable thanks to its small size and decent pavements, a rarity in Cambodia. So we decided the best way to get to know the place would be to just take the day to have a wander around and see what we discover. We didn't really know what to expect from the city. Given its proximity to Angkor Wat, it has something of a reputation as a tourist town, and we arrived already deflated from our experience in resort-heavy Phuket. What we found was a quaint city packed full of charm. Yes, it is of course still touristy, but instead of knock-off football shirt shops and pushy suit salesmen, there are gentrified coffee shops and fusion restaurants. Maybe these places aren't totally authentically Cambodian, but this didn't bother us too much as we eased in during our first couple of days in the country. After much investment, Siem Reap is not the backpacker's paradise it might once have been, now appealing to a more affluent clientele. But there are still deals to be had, and Pub Street is still going strong with the $1 beers. We preferred getting lost in the side streets populated by hole-in-the-wall cafes and restaurants, but I did eventually give in to those $1 beers. No trip to Siem Reap would be complete without seeing Angkor Wat, and we foolishly tried to take in this vast complex in a single day. It was time for some serious temple hopping. Jumping from one stunning temple ruin to the next, it is easy to become complacent about just how beautiful these structures are. I'd seen plenty of pictures of the crumbling ruins that evoke Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones-like fantasies, but what surprised me was the level of detail in the reliefs depicting a mixture of Hindu and Buddhist iconography. In the end, we bit off a bit more than we could chew. It really was a workout traversing the steep steps and narrow passageways of each temple, so we ended the day exhausted and dragging our tired feet up a hill to see the sunset from the temple mountain of Phnom Bakheng. After a day at the temples, we needed to recuperate for a bit, so we had a lie-in and then camped out in a coffee shop by the river. In the evening, we headed out for dinner, and being in Cambodia, we of course opted for an authentic Mexican restaurant. Despite being 15,000 kilometers from Mexico, the food was very good, and we even got to meet Nacho, the restaurant's mascot. Partly out of guilt for not taking in more Cambodian culture, and partly because the neon lights just looked cool, we took in some music from local artists at a bar after dinner to end the evening. On day 5, it was time for us to depart Siem Reap. We loved the vibe of the city and wish we could have stayed for a little bit longer here, but it wouldn't be travelling if we didn't have to move on. So we packed our bags and hopped in yet another tuk-tuk to the bus station. Thanks for watching and see you on the next one.